Saturday, and we've got an AFC battle on tap between the Baltimore Ravens and the Cleveland Browns. First of 4 berths in the conference championships on the line here as divisional weekend in the NFL is underway. A first carry now for Nick Chubb. And he's going to be taken down with a marker on the field. So let's see about the call. So a decent gain, but all for naught on the penalty.
It's too bad, isn't it? They were feeling pretty good about it. The only people celebrating, the guys who just gave up that play.
They go play action. Mayfield. Man open, that's Anthony Schwartz.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion and would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication, and as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him off to each defender. Ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete.
And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line.
I think when they look at their offense, they think to themselves, weapons everywhere, and they want to move the ball around. They want to spread it to different people. But you absolutely know they want to get this man involved as well, and that's what they just did on that play.
First carry for Nick Chubb, and he takes it past the 45 and down at the 46. Xavier Woods, the free safety, up to make the tackle. After the pickup of 5, here's 2nd and 5. Play fake. Mayfield. Caught left side. It's Beckham. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40.
I think that's a big pickup for a first down because when you run a drag route against zone, you're sometimes asking for trouble because you might run into a defender.
Yeah, well, there they ran into a first down. Executed it to perfection. On first down, they'll run with Chubb. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. 2nd and right at a yard. From the 30 on 2nd down, Mayfield. Going out wide, finds Chubb. And he's going to be taken down with the first down at the Ravens 19. Now, start throwing the football. 4 for 4 on this opening drive.
Oh, he's slinging it. And oftentimes when you talk about slinging it, you're thinking about a guy throwing it all over the yard, not necessarily accurately. In this case, though, he's honing in on his targets, and he's delivering.
Yeah, the opening script, however, they drew it up for this first drive, going to plan so far. And he'll take it from the 18 to the 15, a gain of 3. The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7. To throw, Mayfield. Escaping the pressure right. And he'll just get rid of it.
It's been a good opening drive offensively thus far, but you know they don't want to waste it and settle for a field goal attempt after that incompletion. So this is a big play coming up here on 3rd down.
Now hold everything here. We're going to get a timeout by the offense. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter. This will be the 8th play of the drive. It's 3rd and 7. Mayfield. He'll get this to Chubb out of the backfield. And all the way down inside the 5 to the 4.
And oftentimes we think about statement drives in the second halves of games, especially in the fourth quarter. But here, it's happening early. A definite statement. They've held on to the ball for a healthy portion of this first quarter already. And now after that completion, they're set up 1st and goal.
Mayfield knocks this forward. It's a jet sweep. And he gets halfway there from the 4 to the 2 on a gain of 2.
A nice play design there with the touch pass. Looked good at the start, but bottom line, the defense was ready.
And they did a nice job scouting, didn't they? Not just scouting, but now executing once they saw the play for real after having worked on it all week in practice. They drilled on the play, then they drilled him.
Chubb is going backwards as he'll be tackled back at the 4-yard line. Big play coming here. It's 3rd and goal.
Here's Mayfield. Yeah, that one's going to be knocked away and incomplete.
Nice play there to force the incompletion. And to me, one thing's for sure. When you're the underdogs and you're playing on the road, you absolutely have to get takeaways. You've got to get the ball from them.
Yeah, win that turnover battle, going to be key. They didn't get one there, but you get the feeling they keep making plays like that, they might just get a few.
Yeah, once you get one, defensive teams think they come in bunches.
So now the Browns will turn it over to their field goal unit here. From the right hash here, should be an easy one. And his kick is good. Every possession in the postseason magnified. And look, it's just the opening drive. They didn't get the touchdown they wanted, but at least they got on the board.
They got on the board. They've got their home crowd into it as well. And remember, in the playoffs, the game slows down a little bit. So every point is precious.
Jackson and the Ravens come up now 1st and 10 at their 25-yard line. And some room to maneuver. And past the 40 before he's out of bounds. Those are the types of runs they told us they want to see more of. Look, they'd love the 60 to 70-yard runs, but those 10 to 20-yarders, they can help you win a ball game.
And that means everyone's invested because you know the big guys up front. That's what they do. They try and move people. But when you get your perimeter guys involved downfield, that means that they care about the running game, and they know it helps their team.
One play has him up past the 40 already, and another 1st and 10. Jackson. Flush to his right. And he'll be forced out of bounds shy of the line of scrimmage, so that'll be credited as a sack. That's going to go as a loss of 1 on 1st down.
Second and 11 now.
Off the play fake. Here's Jackson. And the Browns pressure gets to him that time, and he's going to go down. Now after that sack, it's 3rd and long for Jackson and the Ravens. They go play action now. Jackson eluding the pressure right. And that is incomplete.
They certainly did a nice job improvising there, extending the play, hoping someone would come open downfield, but they never did.
And the punt team on now as this one's sent away. Fair catch called for and made right at the 25-yard line. It's just a 30-yard punt that time, no return. And the Browns will take over 1st and 10. The Cleveland offense ready to go. They've got a 3-0 lead and the football as they start 1st and 10. Play action now. Here's Mayfield. And he fires one that's intercepted.
Picked off by Patrick Queen.
And he's going to return it to the 21-yard line.
Well, this wind is definitely going to be a factor as this game goes along. He's throwing straight into it here in the first quarter, and the ball fluttered on him a little bit. They'll definitely have to file that one away and make a mental note of it.
After the interception, here's Jackson. Dancing to his left. And looking for Andrews, but this is intercepted. Picked up by Jeremiah Owusu-Koramoah.
There he goes, right side. The 20. And it's a huge return as he brings us all the way back down to the 15-yard line. He's continuing to be a big presence defensively. Remember last week, AFC Defensive Player of the Week, and a big pick right there.
And when you pile up big numbers, it gets everyone's attention. But sometimes the number just needs to be, how many game-changing plays did you make? Did you take the ball away from the other team? He just did that, trying to win the award again this week.
Mayfield hands it off to Chubb. And now they're inside the 10 as he's brought down at the 9. He'll get a nice chunk there on the first down run, and it's 2nd and 4.
3-0 after 1 on EA Sports. Second down, here's Chubb again.
And the stop will come inside the 5 at the 4. They'll run with Chubb. And he takes this one in for a Brown score. Nick Chubb taking it in from 4 yards out. And the Browns are going to tack on to their advantage. A strong, determined run there, Charles, to get in for 6 points.
This is why it's such a team game, isn't it? And I know that sounds really generic and it sounds almost trite. But the blocks were made up front, offensive line, collective victory at the line of scrimmage and downfield. And how about the finish to the run all the way into the end zone?
The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. And last time wasn't pretty. One play and an interception. We'll see if they can do better.
I want to see if they want to go ahead and throw the ball again now on this drive after what happened on the last one. Throw it on the first play. Give the quarterback some confidence.
See what happens. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. They go play action with Jackson. Flushed out right. And he goes out of bounds. It looks like right at the 50. He'll wind up getting 9 after tucking it and running, so it'll leave him with 2nd and a yard.
Okay, he's not going to get the first down, but this is still a nice job of buying some time and then running to get to the sideline and get out of bounds and avoid the big hit.
On 2nd down, it's Jones. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. They'll say no gain on the play, so it was looking good, but nothing there, and now it's 3rd down and inches. They'll try and run for it with Jones. And Jones is not going to have the first down as they stop him short. Call it no gain that time, and they're going to be left looking up at a 4th and 1. From midfield now, here's Jackson.
Into a sea of defenders and intercepted. Picked up by Jeremiah Owusu-Koramoah.
And to the 4. The return stops.
So that's back-to-back drives where they're throwing an interception. Ordinarily, we look at the offense and say, what's going on with your scheme? Maybe we should look at the defense and just give them a whole lot of credit. They've got them frustrated right now.
Chubb with a carry on first down. It's not going to yield much, maybe a yard. It's 2nd down.
Well, sometimes you just have to give credit to the defense. Great job there at the point of attack, holding up. They won their battles at the line of scrimmage, left him no space to try and run. A really nice job swarming to the ball carrier.
On 2nd and 9, Mayfield. That's complete, Okuegbunam.
And he's taken down, but not before reaching the 10-yard line. A big play that time to the air. 30 yards.
think anyone would argue that having that extra week definitely helps come playoff time. And those were some fresh legs right there. That extra practice time and planning, certainly in evidence.
They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal.
40 yards rushing for him now to this point.
That's a really nice job by them picking up the run blitz and detecting it and blocking it and turning it into a nice run. And a lot of times you think if you blitz a running play, you're going to smother.
And he'll get it. He's over for the touchdown.
The sneak successful for the yard out.
And the Browns add 6 to their lead. This time, the extra point up and good. And that could be important as that makes this a 16-point lead.
Joey Sly now to kick off after the touchdown.
And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. And 2 interceptions thrown here in this first half. You hear it, no matter the sport, they say the great athletes, they can kind of have a short-term memory, but that's easier said than done.
It is easier said than done, but I played with a guy who threw 2 interceptions in the first quarter of a really big game we were playing.
Johnny Unitas?
And no, not quite of that level and not of that age. But I remember
going for the age.
I remember looking over at him, and he was smiling. And I thought, what is he smiling about? It's because he had enough confidence in himself that that was a fluke. And he went out and played pretty well the rest of the day. The scoreboard tells a story for him, a little bit bleak. And while it's not quite desperation time yet, it's definitely getting close. But the defense reads the scoreboard as well. They're going to back up and make them really earn it.
Meanwhile, Jackson's throw into the hands of Andrews.
And they're going to have another first down as he's going to be tackled at the Browns' 38-yard line. Play action. Now Jackson. Forced out to his left. And he is out of bounds inside the 30. He'll get 10 there all on his own, but it'll be 2nd down.
It's 2nd and inches at the Browns' 28-yard line.
Second quarter action, 2 minutes to go on divisional round weekend.
We remind you, as we've done all year, that coming up at halftime, we will visit with Jonathan Coachman, standing by in Orlando. He'll let you know what's going on here on a very eventful divisional round weekend. And he's able to get it down to the 25-yard line.
2nd and inches is oftentimes an invitation for an offense coordinator to take a big shot downfield because he feels like he can come back on 3rd down and pick up the first down. But sometimes you just don't want to break tendency. Stay with what you are, stay with who you know, and go get the first down. That's exactly what they did.
The last drive, remember, similar situation. He forced a ball into coverage through the pick. He learned better there.
Yeah, similar to a golfer that's confronted with a shot that you just can't make. Sometimes you have to take your medicine, as they say, right? Just pull it down, take off, and go. Don't make something worse than what it was.
A lot of work to get away and outside of the pocket, but no actual yardage there on the catch. It's 2nd down. Play action. It's Jackson. Rolling to his right. And he's able to work it here to the 8-yard line. Now the Browns signal for the 2nd of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next.
A big play forthcoming. Here's 3rd and goal.
Throwing is Jackson. Got a man. It's caught for a Ravens touchdown.
Aaron Jones
there to make the grab. And the Ravens cut into that lead. Well, he wasn't the guy they were initially going for, but after going through the progressions, it worked.
When you have plenty of people who can catch the football, you don't always have to go to your primary target, and sometimes that target is actually covered. Nice job coming off of that and getting it to someone who was open.
And the man out of the backfield gets in for the score. And this is going to be caught, so they do get it. And the 2 points, now they're back down to a 1-score deficit. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. The Browns drive about to get started.
There was still more than a minute to go in the half. Time to try to mount a drive.
And I would think that they would have to. This is today's NFL. You got to push it whenever you get an opportunity. You can never have enough points with the high-powered offenses that you face. And analytics will tell you, try and score when given the opportunity.
He'll get that complete to Albert O.
And he'll go out near midfield at the 49. And defensively, they were in zone coverage there. Do you have to be a little careful? You're losing, playing against a good quarterback like he is, to not play too much zone?
Yeah, you have to be careful about how much time you're giving up. I think it's a good point you just brought up. So maybe if you still want to play zone, you go to a zone blitz scheme. And you can drop anyone out of your defensive front. Defensive end, defensive tackle. It doesn't matter. You just exchange someone to bring more pressure towards the quarterback and still try and cover downfield.
Now a throw to the end zone on first down, but it winds up incomplete.
Quarterbacks work all the time on manipulating a defense with their eyes and their head movement. In this case, he just stared the receiver down. That allowed for excellent coverage, able to knock that one away.
And again, it's Mayfield. And that is incomplete. 16 seconds now on the clock.
A great job defensively taking away his receivers. And he was forced to put that one into Lake Erie, but that's what good quarterbacks do. They don't take unnecessary chances if they don't have to.
On third down, Mayfield dumps this to his running back, Chubb. And he is out of bounds, but first he gets it inside the 10 to the 7.
That's a letdown defensively because they had him stacked up third and long, and you know their thought process had to be just make the tackle in front of the sticks and force the 3. Instead, they allowed him room to run, and now they're facing first and
touchdown, Browns. Albert O in the final seconds of the first half. And the Browns would extend their lead here just before halftime. The point after, no gimme in the snow, but it's up and good. And the lead is up to 15 now.
So just 8 ticks remaining here in the first half as they'll kick this one away.
Kicks it on the ground with a squib, taken around the 28.
And they're going to start this drive in pretty good shape, up past the 30.
The Ravens take over first and 10 at their own 31.
They'll indeed start on the ground to run that clock. And he's corralled at the 40, but not before picking up 8. So it's on to halftime in this AFC divisional round matchup. As we'll send you down to Orlando, and we check in with Jonathan Coachman for our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach. All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. Win or go home, that's the name of the game, and we're back underway with the second half of this AFC divisional round.
This is going to be returned from the middle of the end zone.
The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive.
And right out of the gate, they face what you think could be a pretty important drive.
I would say so. You know, they're down 2 scores. That's not the end of the world.
Oh, for the third time, Jackson going to be intercepted. Picked off by Greg Newsom.
And he will take it across midfield and down to the 45. But that one is going to sting. First play of the third quarter and a turnover.
And you have to know that at halftime, They spent a lot of time going through their checklist of what they wanted to accomplish to start this third quarter. Turning it over like this was not on that list.
Not at all. And you come out of the locker room trailing, so that first drive to establish momentum is very key.
Crucial. That was nice work there defensively to force the incompletion. Now, even though this drive started in plus territory, they're still not in field goal range yet. So they can work towards another couple of stops and not allowing that turnover to hurt.
He completes it to Beckham. And he takes us just a few yards shy of the red zone before going out. From the gun, it's a give to Chubb. And he's going to lose yards. They take him down at the 26. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
And that's what this defense is going to need to do more in the second half. Good pressure that time, forces some indecision in the backfield. He's going to wind up being taken down for a nice loss.
On 2nd and 12, Mayfield. And he gets it to his running back, Nick Chubb. And he gets it inside the 10 to the 9.
This drive started off following the turnover. And they've taken no time working their way down the short field. A nice connection there, and now they're looking at a 1st and goal.
Mayfield knocks this forward. It's a jet sweep. And he'll be stopped just outside the 5 at the 6.
Now, they did get a little gain on this play, but all in all, a nice job defensively against the touch pass. They were able to string it out towards the sideline and never let him get the corner and turn it upfield for a bigger chunk of yardage.
2nd down and goal. Mayfield buying time to his left. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Browns touchdown. Baker Mayfield, his 2nd touchdown of the afternoon. And the Browns continue to show why it pays to play at home in the postseason as they add on to their lead. Extra point by Sly is up and good. And the lead opens up now to 22 points. Joey Sly now to kick off after the touchdown. And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack him here. And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds.
Containing him is becoming a big problem. We've already seen this once earlier in this drive.
Yeah, and so now 2 times this has happened. Do you adjust something?
Yeah, I think you do. I think you got to start thinking about your rush lanes. Try not to either get too wide or too narrow. Make sure someone is there waiting for him to take off.
Throwing on 1st down, but this one winds up to be incomplete.
I know he was trying to get the completion downfield, but the way this game has gone, with a few of the runs he's made along the way, he should have kept the ball and taken it with his feet downfield. That's the big play that shreds the defense. Instead, he thought to himself, I'm a quarterback. I've got it.
Man, it's caught inside the 10. Touchdown. Rashad Bateman, 46 yards. And the Ravens get a bit closer. John Harbaugh thought about it, and now his guys are going to go for the 2-point conversion. Jackson here is going to look to throw. That's caught. And he will get into the end zone to shave 2 more points off the deficit. And the formula there on the 2-point try to go 5 wide. Not even the option to hand the ball off. They got it.
They tried to create space, and there isn't a whole lot of it there. For the defense, what you're trying to do is make sure that if they're going to catch the ball, make them catch it behind you because they run out of space with the back line. But in this case, the offense figured it out.
The Cleveland offense ready to go. Their lead down from 21 to 14, but still sitting in a great spot, up 2 scores here in the 3rd quarter. A good start to the drive. Here's that's caught out on the left side. And able to rip off a big chunk of yardage before being dropped inside the 40. A big connection on that one. 37 yards. So how about that for a chain mover? They're all the way down inside the 40 now for 1st and 10. They give the Chubb out of the gun. 2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8.
Well, any lane that might have been open there was closed pretty quickly, and that was because the defensive front, they won that battle at the point of attack at the line of scrimmage. They used great leverage, held their spot, and stacked him up.
Mayfield on play action. It's a short one here, complete to his tight end. That's on the guard, Wyatt Teller. Temporarily out of field goal range now as they come up on a 2nd and long after the holding call. Mayfield off the play fake. He'll let this go for the end zone. And this is caught. Touchdown, Cleveland. Baker Mayfield only 6'1", but he can certainly sling it, and we saw evidence of that right there. The extra point by Sly is up and good, and the lead down to 3 touchdowns at 21. Joey Sly now to kick off after the touchdown. And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. I guess they have to feel a little gratified to at least get on the board last time, but still work to do.
No doubt about it. I wonder now if they're going to try to increase the urgency a little bit, maybe pump up the pace, maybe go 2 minute. Who knows? Let's see what they decide to do.
And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. One play has him up past the 40 already, and another 1st and 10. And he's taken down. This will be a Brown sack. Myles Garrett, credit him with a sack as he buries him for a loss of 10. Final minute now of the 3rd quarter. To try again after the sack, Jackson. That is caught, Rashad Bateman. And he gets this to the other side of midfield across the 45 before going out. They'll come up now on a 2nd and long after the hold. Jackson now. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked off by Avonte Maddox. And they have possession, and they have it at the 38-yard line. So 1st and 10, and if they score on this drive, might have to start digging in our second-half blowout material. A give. This is Chubb. And he's got room. And bulldozing his way through. And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Cleveland. Now Joey Sly for the point after. And that'll increase their lead to 28. Joey Sly now to kick off after the touchdown. And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. They have been struggling. I would imagine at halftime they went through some possible changes. Well, those changes aren't working, so now where do you go?
I think that now it's much more in their head. And what I mean by that is just what you said. You've gone over the changes. I bet they were pretty clinical at the half, not too emotional. They might need to go to the emotional side because you've got to find something, some spark somewhere. And so far, just being calm hasn't exactly worked.
They need any spark at this point. Now, meanwhile, a final play here is incomplete, and that's going to take us to the end of the third quarter of play. So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10. Jackson. He's got his man. It's Andrews. And he'll be stopped right at midfield. Now Jackson on first down. And he'll go right back to Andrews. From the 45 on 2nd down, Jackson. That's complete to his receiver, Bateman. And he takes this just a few yards shy of the red zone before going out. 1st and 10, and they've got 3 tight ends out there. A jumbo package look. Off the play fake, here's Jackson. Rush coming, and he's taken down. 2nd and 21, a lot of ground to cover. Another try after the first down sack. Jackson escaping the pressure right. Toward the center of the field, but it's incomplete.
And he is such a tough quarterback to defend because you got to remember, arguably, he's more dangerous outside the pocket than he is in it. But how about the job they did defensively to stay with the receiver and knock the ball away? I think they had a sigh of relief there because oftentimes when he gets outside the pocket, big plays result downfield.
From the red zone now, here's Jackson on first down. He'll drop this underneath for Jones. And he's able to work it here to the 8-yard line. It'll be a gain of 5, and it'll make it 2nd down. That's out quickly to Bateman. Now a loose football. The ball comes out, and this is picked up by the Browns. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
And with that kind of a deficit, you can't afford to make any kind of mistakes. But it's been pretty symptomatic of what we've seen all game with them, isn't it? Down this big in the fourth quarter.
You'd say an afternoon to forget, absolutely. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. Call it no gain on the play, and it'll be 2nd down. They run it again with Chubb. And just not a ton of room to work with. He'll get it to the 15 for a gain of 2.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where it'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge. When you have someone throwing it that well, that confidently, you don't have to call the game in fear at all, do you? You just go ahead and play.
But confidence with a lead to throw it here in the 4th, and boom, he's on the money.
Yeah, you don't have to tuck your head in and go like turtle at this point. You can just go ahead and play.
They'll try and wind down some clock with Chubb. And not a whole lot of room to operate there on the first down run. He gets maybe 3. Coming up on the final 2.5 minutes. And boy, has it been fun to watch this offense operate. Quite the display, and now they look to polish it off. And he stopped immediately there. Now a timeout coming in here defensively as they stop it before the 2-minute warning with 2:09 to go in the game. The Browns on 3rd down. They've been good, 3 for 4 thus far. This is 3rd and 7. They go play action. Mayfield. He's going to float this one deep right side. And that will be incomplete. Well, they weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up 4th down. The Browns send out their punter now. Always a good sign when your first punt comes in the 4th quarter. And we are inside of 2 minutes left in this lopsided affair. So it's Raven football here as we welcome you back. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. And that'll be knocked away. It's incomplete.
This has been a rough one, to put it mildly, for them. And after this one's done, you just feel like at the post-game press conference, this team's going to have a lot of questions and definitely not a lot of answers.
They go play action now. Jackson on the move to his left. And this is going to be hauled in by the tight end, Andrews. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. So the big play gets him across midfield now for 1st and 10. Flush to his right. And he's going to be out of bounds down around the 35-yard line. He'll get 8 on the scramble there. It'll be 2nd and a couple. They go play action with Jackson. This one swung out here to Jones. And this time not quite to the 30. It'll be down at the 31-yard line. Play action. Now Jackson. Steps away to his left. He'll get just a yard on the scramble. It's 2nd down.
So many times we talk about having good eye discipline when you're playing defense, making sure your eyes are in the proper place on a given play. Looks like that discipline came to the front there, didn't it? They were able to hold him for a short gain when he took off running.
This complete to Jones. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. So from inside the 20, here's 1st and 10 at the 18. He'll find Jones again, complete. And the Ravens are going to have a 1st and goal as he'll be taken down at the 7-yard line. The Ravens going to use the 2nd of their timeouts as they get it right at the 32nd mark of this 4th quarter. Play action. It's Jackson. And he is into the end zone for a Baltimore touchdown. Lamar Jackson keeping it himself from 7 yards out. And the Ravens get a small measure of revenge as they cut into this 4th quarter deficit. Eluding the pressure right. And he'll get in. And they're going to draw themselves 2 points closer. And that was the old QB one-man band play there on the conversion.
And look, let's face it, even quarterbacks who don't have great mobility, in certain situations, they're able to actually take the ball in themselves. Remember way back when Joe Namath against the Giants in the Yale Bowl, right? Remember Joe had all those knee operations. They thought he couldn't run it. No one accounted for him. He practically walked into the end zone.
I'll tell you, far from ideal conditions to play in, but neither offense has had much trouble. Plenty of points to go around. 1st and 10.
On 1st and 10, it's Jackson. He's going to let it fly. Oh, this is taken in. It's complete. Ravens going to use their 3rd and final timeout as the clock will stop with 18 seconds remaining. So the big play means just like that, they'll operate from the red zone now on 1st down. Now it's Jackson. And brought down, but not before they get it inside the 10 to the 7.